Hi everyone, I'm Danielle Hayley and welcome to Wild Dish. Today I'm going to be showing you a beginner yoga sequence. It's really quick and easy to do and you can do it at any point of the day. It's also a great way to get into yoga. So let's get started. Okay, so first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start in a seated position. I'm sitting on a block because it's much better to have the knees lower than the hips. So we're going to start by putting the hands on either side and we're going to inhale the palms overhead to touch. And exhale, twisting to the right hand side and gazing over to the right. Inhale the arms to touch. And exhale to the left hand side. And one more time, we're going to inhale the palms to touch. And exhale to the right. And inhale. And exhale to the left. So we're just warming up the spine here, nice and easy. So we're going to lift up into a downward dog, tucking your toes first with bent knees, especially if this is one of the first times you're doing a downward dog. And you want to make sure that the palms of the hands are still at shoulder distance apart and the fingers are really spread apart as well. So we're going to lift a bum to the sky. And don't worry if you can't straighten the legs. If you have really tight hamstrings, it's going to be difficult. So you can maintain a bend in the legs and the knees and just walk out the dog. Straightening one leg, bending the other, lifting onto the toes, and then bending downwards. The feet are going to have a slight tilt, so you want the heels to be outwards just a little bit. So let's turn towards the front and we're going to get started on a modified sun salutation, which is another really great way for warming up the body. You really use it in essentially any yoga practice. So let's start with that. So we're going to inhale the hands up, palms to touch, and exhale, folding forward. And remember, you can bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, gazing up or palms on the shins. And exhale, we're going to drop the right leg down and you want to make sure that you're above the knee. You don't want to be on the knee, that will be quite painful. You want to maintain also 90-degree angle, so the knee has to be directly above the ankle. You don't want to be forward and you don't want to be back. And we're going to inhale the arms up. And a key point to this posture is pushing down in the top of the right foot. This is going to give you some support and help you lift up even higher. Exhale the hands down. Framing the front foot, tuck the back toe, and we're gonna bring the left foot backwards into a plank posture. So from here, we're gonna drop the knees, the chest and the chin in a modified chaturanga. Inhale, sliding forward into cobra posture. So you're gonna untuck the toes. Toes are gonna be touching and you're pushing down on the tops of the feet. The palms of the hands should be at shoulder level. Inhale, gazing up. And exhale, folding forward. Inhale, we're going to lift up and tuck back into a child's pose. Inhale up to all fours, tuck the toes, and we're going to go back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, we're going to bring the right leg forward, the foot between the hands, and we're going to drop the left knee down, untuck the toes. And inhale, both of the hands up to touch, gazing forward and dropping down in that pelvis. You're gonna get a nice stretch in that psoas muscle, which is in the front of the left leg. Exhale, dropping the hands down, framing the front foot, untuck the back toe. And this time we're gonna kick forward, toes to touch. Inhale, gazing forward, and exhale, dropping down into a forward fold again. And inhale, swan dive up, palms to touch, gazing upwards. And exhale, mountain pose. We're gonna do that one more time. So inhale the arms up, palms to touch. And exhale, hands down at the sides, mountain pose. Inhale, palms to touch. And exhale, folding forward. Remember, you can bend at the knees or you can put the palms of the hands on the shin, tucking inwards. Inhale, gazing forward. Exhale, dropping the right leg back, knee on the ground. Untuck the toes and inhale, palms to touch. Exhale, frame the front foot, untuck the toes, lift back into a plank, and we're gonna drop the knees, the chest, and the chin. Sliding forward into cobra, inhaling. Pushing down on the tops of the feet, rolling the shoulders back, gazing forward. Inhale, rolling back to child's pose. And exhale, taking a breath. Inhale, coming to all fours, tucking the toes, lifting up to downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg forward, foot between the palms, untuck the toes, and inhale, arms and palms up to touch. Exhale, framing the front foot and untucking the toes and lifting forward and rolling down. Inhale, swan diving up, palms to touch, and exhale, mountain pose. So we're gonna do that one more time, a little bit more quickly. So inhale the arms up, palms to touch, and exhale, folding down and forward. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, right leg back, drop the knee. Inhale, arms to touch. Exhale, frame the front foot. Untuck the toes, reach back into plank, and drop the knees, the chest, and the chin forward. Inhale, slide forward into cobra. Push down on the tops of the feet, roll the shoulders back, gazing up and forward. And exhale, back into child's pose. Inhale up into downward facing dog. And take a breath. And last time, inhale the right leg forward, dropping the left knee, reaching the hands towards the ceiling, gazing upwards. Exhale, dropping the palms of the hands, framing the foot, and jumping forward, feet to touch, and forward bend. Inhale the hands up, swan diving, gazing upwards towards the palms, and exhale, back down into mountain pose. And then the next posture we're going to do is move into the warrior two. So we're gonna rotate the right foot out, rotate the left leg to 90 degrees. We're gonna bend the right knee, and this needs to be above the ankle as well. So if you need to lengthen your stance, that's okay. Inhale both arms up on either side at shoulder height, gazing towards the right middle finger. Now, this is really important that you maintain this alignment, and you don't want to be coming too far forward or coming too far back. So you want to make sure that your body is right above the hips, and also a lot of people tend to curve their lower back as well. So you want to maintain a slight tuck in the pelvis just to maintain a neutral spine. Rolling the shoulders down the back and maintaining a strong gaze forward. On the next inhale, we're going to rotate the right palm up towards the ceiling, and we're going to reverse the warrior. So we're just going to tilt the left hand down the back of the left leg and taking the right arm up and over, gazing towards the palm. Now, this may be a little bit too deep. You can maintain a little bit more upright, but I want you to focus on maintaining this bend and not rolling inwards either. You want to make sure that the knee is right above the ankle. And inhale, coming back into your warrior two. And exhale, we're going to put a bend in the right arm, placing it right on the right thigh above the knee. And inhaling the left palm up and over the left ear, rotating the arm inwards and gazing towards the left palm. And inhale, returning back to warrior two and straightening up the legs. And just give it a nice little shake. This leg is probably gonna be a little bit on fire. We have to do the other side. So let's rotate the left leg outwards. And another point I want to mention is make sure that the knee is in line with the ankle as well. So you're essentially rotating from the hip. It's not just the leg. You need to roll all the way outwards, facing forward. And then the heel of the left foot is gonna intersect with the arch of the right foot. And the right foot is facing at a 90-degree angle. So bend the front left leg, inhaling the arms up, gazing towards the left middle finger, rolling the shoulders down the back, and that slight tuck in the pelvis is really important. Inhale, revert the left palm towards the ceiling, and exhale, reverse the warrior, bringing the right palm down the right leg, gazing towards the left palm. Inhale, coming back to center, to warrior two, and bending the left arm, placing the forearm on the thigh, and bringing the right palm up and over the ear and rotating that arm inwards, gazing towards the palm. Inhale back to warrior two. And exhale, straighten that leg and returning back to parallel. Okay, so we're gonna roll downwards, slowly, using the core, and dropping onto our back. So we're gonna go into a bridge series. So bring the feet in towards the bum as close as you can, and you wanna slightly just be able to wiggle the fingertips on the heels. From here, we're gonna lift up, starting at the pelvis, slowly, and then middle back, upper back, pushing down strongly in the heels, and maintaining the proper alignment of having the knees in line with the hips. We're gonna roll the shoulder blades underneath and clasping the hands firmly, pushing into the ground. It's gonna give us that extra leverage to raise up a little bit higher. So we're gonna hold this posture for about 10 breaths, which is quite strong. So if you need to take a break, you can drop down and then come back up. But another option is to grab a block, and we're just gonna place that underneath the sacrum. So just right here on the hard bony bit. So you may have to lift up onto the toes. And then we're just gonna drop into the block and let the block support you. Dropping the hands on either side and just closing the eyes and relaxing into it. I love this posture. It's really restorative and it feels great on the lower back as well. And just breathing. Just taking the posture for what it is and all the benefits that you're going to get. It's quite opening in the chest. And 2 more breaths. One more breath. Fluttering the eyes open. We're going to slightly lift up if you've been sitting on the block, and we're just going to lift that out from underneath us. Slowly roll down, vertebra by vertebra, and just giving the hips a little bit of a wiggle. And tucking the knees in towards the chest and rocking side to side just to release the lower back. From here, we're gonna do a nice outer thigh stretch. So just drop the left leg, foot on the ground, bend the right leg, crossing it over the top of the left thigh and flexing the right foot, threading the hands in between the legs. And we're gonna pull the back of the left thigh in towards the body. So you really want to relax into this posture with deep breathing. Focus on putting the breath into the area of tension because it can be quite painful around here. We tend to hold a lot of emotions in the area of our hips. Letting go and just easing into the posture is going to help us open up a little bit more. One more inhale. And then exhale. Releasing the leg, dropping the foot down to the floor, and just giving the right leg a little bit of a wiggle if that hurts. Other sides, we're gonna inhale the left leg up, cross it over the right thigh, bending the knee and flexing the left foot, threading the hands in between the legs and grabbing the back of the right thigh and pulling it towards you. And just breathing again. One more breath. And exhale, uncross the leg. Give it a shake. Give it a whack if you need to. So the last pose is going to be the twist. So this is going to help us release the lower back and any areas of tension that we may be feeling after the sequence that we've just done. So let's straighten up the right leg. Flexing the foot, you want to push out towards the heel or out of the heel. And we're going to bend the knee, the left knee, and we're going to cross it over. We're going to roll over to the right-hand side and just dropping into it. Now, you want to try and roll the chest and the shoulders. You want to get them flat towards the floor and parallel to the floor as much as possible. I'm going to let the arms fall out towards the sides, palms facing upwards, and you're going to try and gaze towards the left. One more breath. And coming back to center, bending the right leg in, release the left leg, flexing the foot, pushing out of the heel, and bending the right leg. We're going to roll over to the left-hand side. And then we're going to rotate the right shoulder out towards the right as much as possible, opening the palms. And I'm a little bit tight, so I'm going to bend this palm. So just close the eyes and breathe into it. We're going to have about 5 breaths there. And just release into the posture. Just let it do the work for you. We're done doing work now. And one more breath. And rolling back to center. Tucking the legs back into the chest one last time. Give your lower back a little bit of a wiggle and a release. You can reach upwards. Give it a nice stretch. Okay, so we're going to drop down into Shavasana. It's our last posture, which is the best posture. Starting at the top, we're going to rotate the arms out and bring them far away from the body, as much as it's comfortable. And palms are going to face upwards towards the ceiling. Rolling the legs outwards, the feet outwards as well. And you're just going to let go into this posture. Just let go of any thoughts and just breathing. Just let the floor support you and just release into the floor. Drop the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Just relax the jaw. Relax the eyeballs. And you can stay in Shavasana as long as you want, but we suggest at least a minute. So once you're finished with your Shavasana, you're gonna just slowly start to wake up the body. So start wiggling the toes, start wiggling the fingers, rotate the ankles, rotate the wrists, each direction. And we're gonna give the body a big stretch. So stretch the arms up over the head, stretch the legs. And from here, we're going to bring the knees into the chest and just rock it out again. Just release the lower back. Extending the right arm once more over the head. We're gonna roll over in fetal position to the right-hand side. So both knees over. Just relax. Take 1 or 2 breaths here. And then gently push yourself up. And bring yourself to seated. Well, there you have it, guys, our beginner yoga sequence. I hope you loved it. Please leave me some comments below if there's any other yoga sequence that you want me to lead you through. And also, if you want to see any more videos from myself or Faya, click right here. And don't forget to subscribe to Wild Dish by clicking here. Thanks, guys. See you later.